Welcome to Lesson 1, Honeybees. We're going to discuss the popular kinds of honeybees and show you some of the pictures of the type of bee as well as talk about their characteristics. When you order honeybees locally, you will be asked if you want Carnelians or Italians. The Carnelian is a popular bee for the hobbyist. It originated in Middle Europe and has a noticeably darker complexion. They build up quickly in the spring, allowing them to take advantage of blooms that occur much earlier than other bees. They are docile and easy to work. They are much less prone to robbing weak colonies, which helps with no disease transmission back to their hive from perhaps a hive that did have a disease. They are very good builders of wax, and if you're interested, this can be used for products ranging from candles to soaps to cosmetics. And many people feel that they have a nice resistance to disease. The Italian honeybee is another very popular kind of bee for our local hobbyist beekeepers. They are noticeably yellow-colored and sort of what you think of when you think of a honeybee. They were first brought to the United States in 1859 and are one of the most popular bees for the hobbyist throughout the United States. They are known for their ability to raise brood, and they build colony populations in the spring and maintain them for the entire summer. They are mild-mannered and seem to exhibit less defensive behavior than some other honeybees. They seem to be less prone to some diseases. They're very good honey producers. However, they may consume, in fact they will consume, more honey in the hive because of their brood rearing, especially if supers are not removed from the hive immediately after honey flow. And we'll talk more about that in another lesson. They also have a reputation for robbing the honey stores of weaker or dead neighboring hives, and this is a problem because it may cause the rapid spread of transmittable diseases, so that would be something to keep an eye on. And they also are known to be more apt to swarm. We'll talk more about swarming in another lesson as well, but just be aware of these characteristics of your Italian bee. Two other kinds of bees that we are not able to get through our local suppliers at this time. One of them is the Caucasian. It's a native to the foothills of the Ural Mountains near the Caspian Sea in Eastern Europe. The stock was once very popular in the United States, but it has declined to the point that they're very difficult to find for the hobbyist beekeeper. One of the special features that made them a good honeybee is they have a long tongue, which allows them to feed on a larger variety of flowers, and are very docile and non-aggressive. They do, however, have a slow spring buildup, and that keeps them from generating as large a honey crop as your Carnelian or your Italian bee. They also tend to use an excessive amount of propolis, a sticky resin substance sometimes called bee glue. And bees use that to seal cracks and joints in all of the components of their hive. So if you have a hive that uses that heavily, it's very difficult to move the frames around without a lot of effort. The Russian bee is the newest bee to the United States, and it is imported from far eastern Russia and actually was brought here by the U.S. Department of Agriculture because the Russian bee has a resistance to the varroa mite. They're grayish in color and, once again, mild-mannered, bring in good honey, perhaps not as much as the Italian and the Carnelian, but they are a good bee for our area. Where you can get bees in our area We have two local bee suppliers. Both are longtime beekeepers. Both have been in business for a good period of time. They're both dependable, reliable, and very knowledgeable. Miller's Homestead is located in the West Plains area of Spokane County, and you'll see on the slide that there's a link to their website as well as a phone number. And Tate's Honey Farm also has a link and a phone number, and they're located in the Spokane Valley area. Bees can be ordered from suppliers on the internet. Some suppliers restrict the locations to which they'll ship, and some require that you pick up your order. If you wish to order online, we recommend contacting the supplier directly to help ensure that they can provide you with what you want in the way that you want it. Last but perhaps most important, when to order your honeybees. You need to place your order early in March if you're going with our local suppliers. The bees only arrive once during the year, and that's in the middle of April. The reason for this is because of when our honey flow starts. You want your hive ready, built up, and able to take full advantage of that honey flow, which happens in June in our area. So a very short timeline and very specific to our particular area. So in summary, we've talked briefly about the different kinds of bees that you're most apt to hear about, and the two that are most available in our local area, the Carnelian and the Italian. We've mentioned where you can get them from local suppliers and when you need to order them.